All right. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us, Mount Juliet Monday. Normally these are on the third Monday of the month, but the office is closed next Monday. They're generous enough to get their schedule changed around and join us this morning. There has been a lot going on, and Justin is certainly out pounding the pavement and seems to be just about everywhere it needs to be, and usually the bearer of good news. And in Kenny's absence this morning, we're going to get our update from Public Information Officer Justin Beasley. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning. Mark, you give me too much credit, I'll tell you that. You're a nice man. I appreciate you.
Set the bar pretty high for you. See if you can meet.
It's good to have you on my side. For anybody that's new here, I'm just going to go over basically the notes that me and Kenny have gathered through economic development. I've been here for 5 months. I'm a PIO, the Public Information Officer. I do grant writing, economic development, media responsibilities. I handle the social media with the Facebook, Twitter, Nextdoor, Instagram. Anything that comes out from the city most of the time has my name on it. If it's good news, like Mark says, we try to keep the bad news to a minimum. But a couple of months ago, Kenny had mentioned he was on the phone with two big developers. For one, we can say is a $1 billion project that could be potentially coming to the Mount Juliet area. So still no names we're able to release on that at this time, but certainly big developments coming for Mount Juliet. As many of you know, we've basically reached that 40,000 mark in the city as far as population is concerned, which opens the eyes of a lot of developers. And as far as our proximity to Nashville, we're becoming a bigger and bigger deal, which is good news as far as the growth and development coming to Mount Juliet. As far as going down North Mount Juliet Road to South Mount Juliet Road, we have the O'Reilly's repair completion coming up. That was, as Kenny would always say, a hangout at the car wash. So that is a much more improved look for the city.
I wasn't going to be the first one.
A great business to have as well. What's up, Tina? We also have Volunteer State Bank coming at Clearview. I know Steve Griffith is building by Green Hill High School as well. He'll be having something in the future. We're approving an apparatus we did that a couple of board meetings ago. We don't actually have a board meeting upcoming in February until the 28th. Today would normally be a scheduled one, but with Valentine's Day, we have decided to postpone that until the 28th. But a fire apparatus on its way to the new fire station that's expected to be done sometime in the early summer. I'd say late May, early June. We're hoping, at least for the city, which leads me to my next point. As far as City Hall is concerned, we have been, at least in my 5 months here and probably a couple of years before that, been exploring possibilities of improving City Hall, whether that means adding on to what we have or building another space behind City Hall. We're coming up with a lot of different possible plans that we're hoping to put in front of the commission to eventually have a new City Hall, a new fire, and a new police department. So that could be a 5-year plan, that could be a 10-year plan, but it's something that is certainly talked about often here within the walls at City Hall. Whataburger is still on the move as far as coming to North Mount Juliet Road, there at the corner of Lebanon Road. We have the Pet Boys that is submitted to Planning Commission as well. We have the Big O Tire by the bike shop on 70 that is coming as well. The Camel Car Wash will be by Whataburger. I think we mentioned last time when we were on here, Courtney's Restaurant is temporarily closed. It seems like if somebody's going to take over that building, they probably need to buy the franchise, but a lot going on there that is being sorted through. The Corner Pub, I think many of you have been to, is open and doing well. Christmas store, if you see there, if you're heading down North Mount Juliet Road to go to South Mount Juliet Road, there on the right, you see new construction. That would be a Dunkin' Donuts and a Jeremiah's. The Jeremiah's is a snow cone store that I think it's based out of Florida. So that'll be a neat treat, especially for us at City Hall to just be able to walk over to in the summer when that's completed. Everett Downs, as you go a little bit further down North Mount Juliet Road to your left, I think that has finished grading. At least it looks like it. I know that their intent is to kind of make that surface look as appealing as possible, kind of let it sit for a second to see what developers want to come and what businesses want to come. But it's certainly looking great and is a great spot in the center of town here in Mount Juliet. Autism in Motion, those offices are looking good. I'm not sure if they've actually started business inside them yet or not, but it certainly looks like a state-of-the-art center. Slotskis is looking to sell that facility and franchise as well. The Cadillac dealer construction, as far as I know, has started. I drove by there last week. It looks pretty good. Of course, we had the ribbon cutting. I think it would probably be 3 weeks ago. And there's a lot of excitement for Nelson Andrews and what they're doing there. We're glad that they chose Mount Juliet as their new home. There's a development by Life Assembly that will be mixed use development. Also by Brooksville Landing, the coffee shop. I think for the longest, Kenny said it was going to be called Scotty's. It's actually going to be called Scooters. So I haven't done a ton of research on what Scooters is, but I'm sure it's a coffee shop that will be filled before we know it. There's a lot of intent on Golden Bear as far as interest and what people want to do there. I think that's the next big piece of land for the city to kind of figure out what we want it to look like and what we think the future is going to be. But with it being so close to the interstate off of 40, that is certainly going to be a hot spot and something that's going to be changing in the next 5 to 10 years. I know we've had a retailer that's thinking of something north of 100,000 square feet. So that is certainly good news on the horizon as well. We mentioned BJ's, I believe, Friday at the community development meeting. They are still in talks with everything at the planning commission side. But as far as we know, that they are ready to rock and roll. And again, and a very, very aggressive date of being ready. And I believe it is January of 2023. So that's less than a year for a store of more than 100,000 square feet. So we certainly like their boldness and aggressiveness. Hopefully we can get that done because that'll be a big addition and bonus in the city of Mount Juliet. The southbound lanes are done on the I-40 bridge widening. I know the other lanes are hoping to get done sometime in the early spring or mid-spring. I think when we started the year, we're probably 3 or 4 months away, if I have my timeline correct, of getting everything done. So I think of all these things, that might be the biggest blessing, at least in the immediate future of traffic flow near the Providence area. We did a ribbon cutting in December of Restore Hyper Wellness. I think they're doing good. They have a lot of hyper wellness stuff as far as, treating your body and making sure that it's going well. So we enjoyed the tour there. I know we had, what's the granite place, Michelle, that I can't think of?
Granite Empire.
Granite Empire. Yes, we did a ribbon cutting with them early in January, I think. It seems like everything's going well with them. Last week we did Rise Fitness, which is a really cool place as well. I had a really good turnout on that Friday. That's on North Mount Juliet Road too. So be sure to check them out. Capstone is still moving forward. The yard sale store on Belinda Parkway. They are moving from 10 to 30,000 square feet. So that is a big deal for them and their store. Midas Repair is changed to Big Old Tire. And outside of that, I think that is the biggest news on my front. Looking at my other notes, Providence Central Development, can't even read my own handwriting, is going well. A lot of land clearing in that area. Other than that, I think that is all I can think of, unless anybody has any questions or needs me to go back and read something to them. I'll be glad to.
Right on East-West Division Street, between West Division and the railroad, right there by 3rd Avenue or whatever. I believe, Phyllis, maybe that's Bill's project, if I'm not mistaken. Folks asking about that. Can you share with us?
I'm not sure that I know what you're talking about. Can you explain it one more time?
I know where it is.
Okay, Phyllis, can you help me out with that?
where the silk fence is,
On
That's-
West Division.
that's an adoption agency going in. And then next door to that, where they cleared the trees last week, that's going to be a building, that's our building, that's, IMS is going in there when they move. And then there is a beauty shop going in there. So that's 5,000 square feet.
The one we're talking about is by the railroad tracks, Mount Juliet Road, turn west on Division. And it's just down there a few hundred yards on the right-hand side. If you've been by and saw the construction, clearing, excavation, you'll know what I'm talking about. Thank you, Phyllis.
Phyllis, that's new news to me. Thank you.
Breaking news, you heard it here first.
Well, I went to one of the PIO luncheons for where the bunch gather in Middle Tennessee. And the first meeting I went to, they said PIO stands for last to know. So that rings true in this situation.
Anybody else have any questions for?
I do. I heard a rumor. Is somebody buying where the yard sale place was? Somebody buying that building?
Not that I know of, but again, I can't confirm or deny. I would have to ask Kenny. And
I just heard a rumor, so.
okay, a rumor that somebody's trying to buy the old yard sale store.
And take it down, so.
I'll find that out for you, Miss Phyllis. Mark, do you want me to share some of the numbers that I shared Friday at the community development meeting as far as the sales tax? He already knew that.
Oh, yeah.
He already knew he wanted me to touch on that. So since July of 2020, we've had $1 million come in of sales tax revenue every month. To put that into perspective, before that, it occasionally happened maybe twice a year. So that's just speaking to how many people are staying at home, using their money here in the Mount Juliet area. And that's only going to improve when you have places like BJ's come to town and many of these other developments that we can't name yet. 2004, we had less than $2 million come in for the entire year as far as sales tax is concerned. This past December, I think we'll get those numbers probably in about 6 days. We're projected to have more than $2 million for that month alone. So in 17 years, we have done in 1 month what we previously could not do in an entire year. So in 17 years, we have, I don't know, I guess since you had less than 2 million in 2014, this year we collected 17 million. So that's a 10 times more increase that we've collected in 2021 and a 29% increase from last year with $3.8 million more coming in sales tax. And as you all know, living in Mount Juliet, we have 11 cent property tax. So we're very dependent on people spending their money in Mount Juliet. And we're certainly thankful that they have since COVID. And, you know, as we get out of COVID and start to live with it, we are certainly hopeful that remains. But we think that we provided a good infrastructure and a great city and keep improving and have a lot of new houses being built here. That number will certainly help us out and keep the numbers looking good at City Hall, where we can continue to add to our staff and put that money towards roads and projects. Because right now, I know that the president's big on the infrastructure bill, but that's the same kind of mindset we have here in Mount Juliet, that we've got a lot of roads to repair and a lot of roads to add to try to keep up with the growth here in Mount Juliet. So it's a big deal. If you can shop local, certainly do it. It's not just a slogan for the Chamber of Commerce. It's a slogan for really us in the city, from City Hall, and really should be everybody's mantra moving forward in city government.
You share with them how many people are moving in here every day?
Yeah, so I think in Nashville, it was, when I moved there 5 years ago, it was one person every 90 minutes. To put that in perspective, I think only 82 people a day are moving to Nashville. Well, specifically in Mount Juliet, one person every 6 hours. So that's 4 people a day, multiplied by 365 days a year. That's a whole heck of a lot of people that are excited to call Mount Juliet home. And again, there's plenty of reasons: the property tax, how clean it is, the great schools, the quality of living, the proximity to Nashville, the Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce, the small town feel that you have here in the great city of Mount Juliet, as far as the responsiveness of City Hall from the city manager down. So I think the secret's out right now. We just have to have a healthy balance of growth and infrastructure and new businesses, and make sure that we don't bite off more than we can chew.
I will also mention, and I don't have the name right in front of me, I'm sure somebody can help me, but a couple of weeks ago, Heather Harned and her husband Keith put a pause on the juice bar and have rebranded, and I believe is today their opening day. I saw a sign that said Sunshine. Am I close?
Yes, Mark, it's Sunshine and it's today at 10 o'clock.
Stop in and check out their new place, and same great people, but always excited about that. I heard this morning from our state representative that in the governor's budget, Justin, I don't know, in excess of $100 million is going to be put to further push the Improve Act projects. Mount Juliet had a couple of projects that were on that funding list, the Central Pike Interchange. I don't know about Bender's Ferry. Y'all in discussions of making sure you get your name in the hat and somebody's bird dogging that?
I will get that to the right people.
You know, I know that said the Central Pike Interchange and the Bender's Ferry from Golden Corral, 11 Road, excuse me, from the Golden Corral to Bender's Ferry are in the engineering stage with both. Central Pike nearly done. I don't know about Lebanon Road, but that's a huge help to get a jump start on that and get that work done. Lets the state know you're serious, and all we're waiting on is engineering. I hope we're pouring all the resources we have into getting it engineered and moving forward on those, because it's hard to do commerce when you're sitting still.
Absolutely.
And oh, you mentioned the budget. For those of you that have been around in Mount Juliet for a while, you might find this interesting. You might even have been there many years ago when the Kroger on North Mount Juliet Road had their ribbon cut. Our city manager at that time, his name was Danny Farmer. And I remember going to the ribbon cutting up at the Kroger on North Mount Juliet Road. And the day they opened, the sales tax for the city of Mount Juliet doubled. The projections for the entire city budget doubled with the sales tax coming from that Kroger. We've come a long way in a very short period of time, relatively speaking. So,
What year was that, Mark?
I'd have to go back and look when they opened, but the copper awning, I mean, it was the same back then as it was, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, that was long before, the other businesses were in there. But I thought, boy, perspective, we collect that in 2.5 weeks' time now, it seems like. So, does anybody have anything else for Mr. Beasley? Bonnie?
Surely somebody's got something. Ray,
Yeah.
Ray, wake up,
I
please.
think it's Stuart raising his hand. Stuart, you got a question for him? You have to unmute yourself. Never mind, I'll unmute you. We can't hear you. You got to unmute yourself. While he's doing that, Ray, did you have a question, or you look like you were falling out of your chair?
He told me to wake up. I was just trying to.
Okay. Morning, Stuart. You got a quick question for Justin?
Yes, like the last time we went to a meeting where they showed the Tennessee Department of Transportation, TDOT, a plan for the new intersection at the freeway and Central Pike, which will be, greatly a great benefit to the community to have that intersection. The TDOT is showing what's called a high-speed intersection like we have over at 840. these big, huge ramps, and the cars come off the freeway at 68 miles an hour. That takes up a huge amount of land, and is that really what we want? Don't we want something like Beckwith Road, a standard intersection?
Is it a high traffic or high speed or high volume?
High speed. Big sweeping ramps. These cars are coming off at full speed.
I don't
I
know.
I can't tell you that I've looked at the plan that in detail and visualized it, but I think we can get you an answer from Andy Barlow as far as getting that plan and looking at it through TDOT. You know, that's something that could be changing by the day, but those are moving parts for sure.
Good question.
Great.
I'm just nervous that ball's going to go, that train's going to go down the track too far and can't be turned around. Unless everybody wants that.
We like to get things done quick around here. Anybody got
Thanks,
anything
guys.
else? There's Robert.
You're
We
welcome.
got on. Morning, Robert.
Hey,
Still got time to-
Justin, I'm sorry,
Morning.
Tyler had a question.
Oh.
What's going in front of the chamber office? Is that land still for sale out there? Has it been sold?
Good question.
The last I heard, I believe it has been sold, but I do not know what is going to go there in that corner.
Oh.
So that is still yet to be determined. But last time I checked it, it has been sold.
You are correct. To a local guy, a good local guy. Who's gonna do?
I'm right with saying that, right? But we
Yes.
don't know what's going to be there yet, right, Mark?
That's correct. But we keep
Y'all got
telling
me
you,
on-
one-story building. That way, when you're sitting at the stoplight over there and you look to the east, you'll still be able to see above their roof line, the Chamber of Commerce building.
Right.
So-
That's in the bylaws. We can't block that.
Something like that. No, he's still keeping his options open, but excited to have him as a neighbor. He'll do good things there. Anybody have anything else?
Yes, I know I got on late. Sorry for my tardiness. I had a couple of things I had to deal with this morning. I have one question. The lots that's being cleared out over off Lebanon Road and at the corner of Lebanon Road and Curd Road, those areas over there, what exactly is going over in that area?
Between Lebanon and Bird Road, you said?
Yes, intersection over 11 Curd Road.
Robert, my man, I do not know that answer, but I can get that to you by the end of the day.
Okay.
I apologize.
No problem. No problem.
I'm learning the area. I've been here 5 months, but I'm trying to learn it as quick as Kenny, and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
playing
I know it's been, I know I think Kenny had mentioned something once before about that, but I noticed they've been kind of, doing some more clearing over in that area. So I wasn't for sure exactly what's going over there.
I'll get that to you.
Anybody else got anything else they want some?
Please. I do know that right there at Curd Road and Lebanon Road, they've just Great A's just been doing some drainage work over there on that one lot, and then across the street there's some rock work. It goes across underneath the street, but they are planning on building themselves a building over there also later on, where they've blasted some rock away.
You
So
said grade A, Lisa?
yes. But they've just been doing some drainage, I think, in some work that goes underneath the road and stuff over there. That's the last thing I had heard.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you,
And
Lisa.
then-
They're building up and it's really nice.
Yeah, it is. Got a question about Curd Road by the post office. So from Mount Juliet going all the way back to the new subdivision, the four-way stop. Will that Curd Road ever be widened any, or any of those trees that's right on the road be removed, or it just seems that road is being used more and more. And then when we're adding houses right there at Clemens and Curd, it's going to be a lot more usage.
Yeah, that's certainly an area that I can't say for sure, but I'd imagine so. With it being used like that and the houses coming up, I'd imagine there's going to be some improvement to Curd Road. But I don't know that that's for sure in the plans. I haven't heard anything about that, but I don't know for sure, Lisa.
Okay.
The dangerous road. Hopefully the stoplight at Third Road and Mount Juliet Road will give people time to pause and fewer accidents. Nothing, it became pretty apparent, didn't it, Lisa, when we had all that snow and ice for all those days. That added a degree of difficulty to that, for sure. So.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything else? No? Guys, here's the deal. If you have forgot to buy your sweetheart a Valentine's Day present, you might want to see if you can get a ticket to the chamber bank or the chamber luncheon, as that was she I'm sure she would really like that. It's this Wednesday. I think we have a waiting list, but the mayor is going to be giving his State of the City address the day after tomorrow. So I believe we've been asked to record that if we can and then make it available after the event sometime. So I'll get with
Yeah. And Mark,
IT department, Tyler, and see if we can make that happen. But there's always good news comes out of the State of the City address.
yeah. And he has a PowerPoint that, of course, you know, we were hoping to do in January, but in February, he's going to go over just about anything you could ever imagine being answered as far as what the city has done in the past year or so. We'll also have a annual year-end review report that we put together the first week of January that we'll release after the mayor gives his state of address. So please be sure to check that out on our website. We'll push that out on all of our digital media, and you can download it and keep it and kind of compare notes to other cities and what they're doing. But it's hard, factual, you know, evidence of what we've done and how we've grown and where we are as far as, you know, finance department, IT, HR, public roads, public services. I mean, anything you can think of, that information is in there. So definitely want to show up Wednesday and learn about all the great things that are happening with the mayor.
All right, seeing no further questions, have we got everybody? Tom, Sunshine Cafe. Tina's broadcasting live from Sunshine Cafe. She wanted to get early seat. So, all right, if nobody has anything else, Justin, outstanding job. Thank you very much. So Kenny, we missed him, but you did great. Give us a call if we can help you with anything at the chamber, and I hope you all have a great rest of the week. Bye.
Thank you all.